5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 2, 5, 4, 5, 4. Shot, boy. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice. Count it. Get up. 4, 3, 2. Go shot. Good. 5, 4. Way to get low. All right, get low. 2. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's tough. Move. Count it. What score? I got 2. 3, 2, 1. 5, 4.
Wow.
2, 1. Good. 5, 4, 3. Good patience, man. Nice. 4, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3. Good fucking pull up. 5, 4, 3. Hand down. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Turn around. 6.
5, 4, 3,
6, 2, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2. Good ball. Space. That's tough. 4, 3. Chat. 4, 3. Good move, Chat. The ball placement, killer. I like that one, right? 5, 4.
Hold up, guys.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. No, sir. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tough.
5, 4, 3, 2, 4. 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 6, 4, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2. Shot, drop. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 4. That's tough. It's tough. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's tough. 5, 4, 3. That's tough, Shorty. 5, 4, 3. That's why I'm going home. That's the hardest, right? Because there's no threes in it. 5, 4, 3.
No.
5, 4, 3. 4 dribbles.
That's a 1. What's wrong? You said 4?
That's 4 dribbles, man. 4, 3. 5, 4, 1. 5, 4. Oh, yeah, the pull it. 5, 4.
Watching Kevin Durant, Chet Holmgren, and Josh Christopher go through this one-on-one workout tells you much more than simply looking at who made the most shots. The intensity of the session immediately stood out. This wasn't a casual gym run where players were just getting shots up and joking around. The trainer was counting every movement, calling out numbers, and making sure each repetition had a purpose. Every dribble, hesitation, change of direction, and attempt to create separation looked designed to prepare these players for the pressure of an actual NBA game. That is what makes this footage so interesting. On the surface, it looks like 3 talented basketball players going through drills, but once you pay attention to the details, you start seeing the difference between simply practicing and actually preparing at an elite level. The players were being pushed to stay low, protect the ball, control their movements, react quickly, and finish possessions without losing their composure. The trainer constantly changed the rhythm, forcing them to adjust rather than simply follow the same predictable pattern. Kevin Durant is especially fascinating to watch in this environment. At this stage of his career, Durant has already accomplished almost everything possible in basketball. He's an NBA champion, an MVP, an Olympic gold medalist, an all-star, and one of the greatest scorers the game has ever seen. Yet his approach during this workout still looks like that of someone who has something to prove. Instead of relying purely on natural talent, he's continuing to sharpen the small details that have helped make him so effective for so long. One of those details is patience. Durant doesn't need to attack at full speed every time. He can slow the possession down, study the defender, use a hesitation, create a little separation, and then rise into his jumper before the defender has time to recover. That ability to change speeds is one of the biggest problems he creates for opponents. A defender may think Durant is about to drive, only for him to pause for a split second and immediately transition into a shooting motion. Those tiny moments matter. A hesitation might not look spectacular during a workout, but in an actual game, that fraction of a second can determine whether a player gets a clean shot or has a defender right in his face. The same applies to footwork, body positioning, and ball control. At the NBA level, players rarely have unlimited space or time, so creating even a small advantage can completely change a possession. Then there's Chet Holmgren, who brings a completely different challenge. His size and skill combination already make him difficult to defend. He's a big man who can handle the basketball, move around the floor, attack from different positions, and use movements that defenders traditionally don't expect from someone his size. Add hesitation moves, quick reactions, and controlled dribbling, and you can see why his development is so intriguing. Getting competitive repetitions against someone like Durant can be extremely valuable. A player can practice the same move hundreds of times alone, but everything changes when another elite player is actively taking away space. That's when you discover which moves actually work, where you need to adjust, and how quickly you have to make decisions. Chet appeared fully engaged throughout the workout, with little time to relax between sequences. Josh Christopher was right in the middle of everything too. He wasn't there simply to watch two stars work. He competed through the same drills, dealt with the same pressure, and kept pace as the workout continued. Every round presented another challenge, and the competitiveness was obvious whenever a difficult shot dropped or somebody found a creative way to create separation. That's an important part of private workouts that fans don't always see. The goal isn't necessarily to produce the flashiest highlight. A major part of the process is repetition and mental toughness. You miss a shot, reset, and go again. You lose a possession, forget about it, and prepare for the next one. When the trainer calls another round, you have to immediately lock back in. The counting in this session really highlights that mentality. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset, and go again. It sounds simple, but repeating these movements eventually takes a physical toll. Legs become tired, reactions slow down, and technique becomes harder to maintain. Being able to stay disciplined when you're exhausted is exactly the kind of preparation that can become valuable late in an actual game. The workout also shows why changes of pace are so important. Basketball isn't always about being faster than the defender. Sometimes it's about being patient enough to make the defender move first. A small hesitation can make someone shift their weight, lean forward, or lose balance. Once that happens, the offensive player has an opening. Elite scorers spend countless hours practicing those tiny movements because one small advantage can create an uncontested shot. And that's exactly what these players appeared to be working on. They weren't simply racing through drills. They were controlling the tempo, testing different movements, and learning how to react to changing situations. That turns a basic workout into something much more valuable. So, while this may look like another basketball workout clip online, there's clearly more happening underneath the surface. Durant is continuing to sharpen the skills that have made him one of basketball's most dangerous scorers. Chet is getting valuable competitive experience against elite talent. Christopher is putting himself in that same demanding environment and competing instead of taking the easier route. Nobody needed a huge speech or a packed arena to make the session meaningful. The work itself told the story. Away from the bright lights, players can focus on the small improvements that eventually show up when the pressure is real. And that's probably the biggest takeaway from this workout. One cleaner dribble, one sharper hesitation, one better change of direction, or one more controlled finish might seem insignificant by itself, but when those improvements are repeated over and over, they can become the difference between a difficult possession and an easy bucket. So, the question is simple. Who stood out the most? Was it Durant with his patience and scoring ability? Was it Chet showing why his unique skill set is so difficult to defend? Or was it Christopher, the quiet standout, for competing through every round? Whatever the answer, one thing was obvious. None of them treated this like a casual workout. They came to compete, challenge each other, and get better. And if the goal was to sharpen their games before the real competition begins, this session looked like it accomplished exactly that.